Hey guys, Jack Spirko here with an item of the day video review. I'm going to do really short on this. I'll have a write up that'll be linked in the video notes below where you can go learn more about this and purchase it if you choose to. This is a knife made by a company called DeeJo, DeeJo. This is probably the only thing in my 30-ish year history of being on the internet, including the pre-internet where you dialed into modems, where I found like one of these marketing articles that they embed in another article, or they put on the backside of a tab or something, and then you read the article and you're supposed to go buy the thing. I've seen tons of that. None of it ever got me until this, and I saw this, and I was like, as a knife enthusiast, I wanted one of these, and I'm very pleased with my decision. This is the 27G or 27 gram, and that's its weight. That's extremely lightweight. This is not a knife that you're going to use for bushcrafting. This is not a heavy working knife. They market this as a gentleman's knife. This particular one is done with a juniper scale. It's just a little small scale here. I am kind of disappointed in this one, not the knife itself, but in the scale. I really think it could have used more character. And if I were advising DeeJo on marketing, I would suggest that they maybe come up with like an A and B grade of the wood, because I know you're going to get some wood that's kind of plain, but juniper generally has a lot of little gnarls and stuff in it, which is why I selected it. So that's kind of disappointing. And if nothing else, I would advise DeeJo that maybe, since these are like, this would take 5 seconds to change out, that maybe they would sell like, higher level value, different color, different material scales for each of their, I think they have 3 individual patterns, a 27G, a 17G, which is smaller and more compact. And I know this looks small, but wait till I open it. And then they have one really big kind of novelty, goofy one. I think that would be a good idea. And I would be happy, and I would say that collectors might do that. And I know they think, well, we'll sell more knives by not doing that. Yeah, maybe, probably not. Right, because there's a lot of people. I'm only buy one of these. But it's a great EDC knife. I cannot emphasize how lightweight this is. But dig this. That is a shiv, man. I have a buddy that's kind of a unique individual, and he said this. That's like as soon as I saw this, I thought of him, and I sent him a link to it. And I said, this looks like something you'd really like. And he's like, I like those so much. I bought one years ago. He said it's like his church knife. It's for going places where you have to go with a little bit of class, but you still might have to shiv somebody. And it kind of does remind me in its pattern of a stiletto. I did get the one that's half serrates. I really like that in an EDC knife, having some serrates, because even if this gets dull, you still can get things cut with this. And again, this is not going to be a heavy working knife. This will be, sitting on the porch at the Cracker Barrel peeling a peach or something, right? I mean, that's... and eating them off the knife, right? Or an apple, eating them off the knife. But opening packages. Anything that you would use a knife for, that you would just reach for your knife, and yet you have a substantial blade. I will say, while I wouldn't call it a working knife, the profile of this is exceptional for things like filleting or cleaning small fish, where you only need to do a couple, or small birds, or skinning small animals once it's sharp. You want me to complain about DeeJo a little bit here? I will. This blade was not what I consider sharp when it showed up. And I know that Patrick Rohrman from MT Knives has spoiled me on what I expect on an edge, but I don't mean it that way. I mean that when this knife came out of the box, it would not take hair off my arm. That said, this is not a high-end card steel. I think it's made with 420. It's relatively soft, and I'm wondering if maybe DeeJo, to limit liability, maybe just knocks the edge back a little tiny bit, because I didn't put it on a stone or anything. All I did was give it a couple passes on a steel, and I mean it was 20 seconds of work, and then when you just like bring it across the top of the hairs, it started it's one thing to shave, it's another thing when it starts to grab hairs. So it's like the sharpening, the important hard part of the sharpening was done, but yet it was... Again, it almost seemed like maybe they drag it across a piece of ceramic or something, so that somebody doesn't cut the top of their finger off when they open it for the first time. And that wouldn't be out of question in our litigious society. Opening, I saw some videos that I looked at first, and I thought maybe it wasn't a really great one-handed opener. I saw one video, a guy did how to open it one-handed, and he opened it like that and then flipped it out. The thing opens like butter. It almost feels like it's an assisted open. It's not. There's no spring or anything like that. So if you live in some totalitarian shithole where they say, you can't have an assisted open or whatever, it absolutely opens. Blade length, you have to check that with your local laws. There are places in Massachusetts that's a felony. Just saying, so you might have to go with the smaller pattern. In Texas, no problem at all. It is, again, designed very much like a stiletto. It looks like it would be odd in the hand with the way that they've really kept it lightweight. But actually, the way that clip sits there, that pocket clip sits, when you're going to open it, your fingers naturally go into there, like that. You see that? And they catch really well. And it's just a standard liner lock spring, so you can close it one-handed. But what I'm saying is, when you come out, it naturally goes there, and boom. And then you've got a really great working feel that's almost like a thumb rest right there. And I guess, again, the only thing I want to reiterate, these are about, like, one like this is going to be between $60 and $80 depending on the options. It is awesome for what it is. It's a stylish, lightweight, gentleman's knife for EDC, not a hardworking bushcraft knife or something like that. And if you just like cool knives, I think you'll enjoy it. If I could only own a couple knives, I probably wouldn't own one of these, right? But as someone that's kind of a blade enthusiast, as soon as I saw one, I kind of had to have it. Maybe you feel the same way. If so, again, link in the video notes down there where you can learn more about this knife, see how you can get your options. And this is one of those things, you can buy this direct from DeeJo, or you can buy it on Amazon. And they are priced the same, and they're not in prime shipping. But the shipping on Amazon is half the shipping. So you actually save about $5 to $6 a knife by buying this on Amazon, depending on how you feel about that. That's where my links will go. But you can also go to DeeJo.com and see all of their options, which might be worth doing. Because even if you're going to buy it on Amazon, I found it a little easier to browse all the options on the main company website. I know what's up. Where's it made? Well, like most things, I believe the steel's actually from either Japan or China or Hong Kong. The knives are actually all the work that's done to assemble them, final fit, finishing, balance, making sure that they work. It's all done in France. So it's not buying USA, but it's very, very well made. And if somebody in the USA makes a knife like this, tell me and I'll promote it. Otherwise, this is cool. You really might like one. And again, check out the smaller 17G as well if the blade's an issue for you or if you just like a smaller knife. I went with this because I like a more substantial blade. But as you can see, it is somewhat counterintuitive that this turns into that. They've really done a good job. A lot of folders, your handle is a significantly bit longer than your blade because you don't want the tip of the blade coming out, but they really designed this well to where you're 100% protected. That's not going to stab you or anything like that or cut you, but the tip of that blade is just about as far out of the handle as it can be and still be protected by it. It carries. You will forget that it's there. A little bit of class for your knife collection. Take care, guys.